You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Hello and welcome back to That Home Loan Hub. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
Good to have you back. Today we're going to talk about health insurance.
Great. Okay.
We've covered life, we've covered mortgage protection. Now the big question here is around health insurance, because we're in New Zealand, there is public health system. Why would someone want health insurance?
I think the big thing, especially the last few years, is that it's become it's shown more in the media, especially the wait periods, how long it takes to get in to see someone. Mm-hmm. And if you obviously emergencies, you're going to get in. But if you have something seriously wrong with you and you have to wait months to see a specialist, I don't want to be dark, but will you survive to see the specialist?
Yeah.
You know?
I love how we laugh about this.
You have to laugh about it because it's so depressing otherwise.
Yeah, we gotta make it light. But you're right, you're absolutely right. I mean, the waiting list is horrendous. You know, it's 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. I mean, I'm hearing of cases that people have to wait for years to get a hip replacement or to get, certain scans done for various potential cancers or maybe not. So it's horrific.
And even like the example of the hip replacement, I mean, obviously that's not going to kill you, but it is severely affecting your life. The pain, not being able to sleep because of the pain, your everyday function for 2 years. Imagine how horrible you'll feel at the end of that. It's just...
And your family around you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Because if you're not happy within your body, if you're in constant pain, you're probably grumpy, you're probably taking your anger on others. Hopefully not. Yeah. But the reality is, people do get grumpy and do get angry because they can't do those everyday things that they used to enjoy.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you think about how you are on lack of sleep. Even if it's not in pain, like you just had a bad night's sleep. I mean, I know that I'm a bit more likely to take offence to things. So you can just imagine not day in, day out, not sleeping well and dealing with the pain on top of it all. It's just...
Yeah.
No.
So with the health insurance, usually it's the cost that's a factor, right? Yeah. That's why people wouldn't get it, because otherwise everyone would love to have health insurance. And unlike America, we don't have a compulsory health insurance here that people can still choose, because we do have the public system to cover. But in the case of it, let's say a young family, first-home buyers, bought a house, at what point can they look at health insurance?
Health insurance is expensive, especially for a family, multiple people. I mean, children are obviously younger, cheaper, because they expect that there's not as much wrong with them. So really, budget doesn't work a lot of the time for first-home buyers. They can't look at it straight away. It's more a case of down the track when they've got more disposable income, or say interest rates have gone down and they've refixed and so they're not having to pay as much on their mortgage. It's really as soon as they can afford it, but reality is they're not going to be able to afford it for a bit at first.
Exactly. So at what point do you think they can start relooking at it?
It's a hard one because obviously things change with the economy and everything. I would just say keep an eye on it as soon as possible, because the younger you are, the less you've got wrong with you. Pre-existing conditions are a thing, so it's really, it's a hard one because it is budget-based end of day for them.
Yeah. I would probably say, for instance, if the interest rates are going down and suddenly they're saving, $50 a week or $100 a week on mortgage repayments because the interest has gone down, there are two things. If you're not increasing your mortgage repayments to repay your mortgage faster, I would say redistribute that money and get health insurance, because then you're already not missing out on that money anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already part of your budget. It's coming out of your pocket. So you might as well shift it around and get health insurance, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as you have that extra or a pay rise, right? Like you didn't have that money before. I mean, it would be great to have to spend on fun things, but any change like that, pay rises or like you said, saving some money because interest has gone down, that's when you need to start looking at those other covers that you don't have, which is why we do reviews.
Yeah. It's funny, I was talking to these clients of mine and I've been dealing with them for years. They were one of my original clients. They've been with me for the last seven years. And I helped them through buying the investment property. You know, they both had really good jobs. And then the whole time I've been talking to them about getting insurance, getting life insurance, getting something. And they're like, no, we'll be fine, you know, because they thought just what can happen to them. And of course, shortly after they bought one of the investment properties, they reached out to me and they said, look, the guy had cancer diagnosis and he was like stage 3. So he had to have surgeries, he had to have chemotherapy. It was just horrific. And he had to quit his job and they had to sell one of the investment properties. And that was going to be their retirement plan. And, you know, when the lady reached out to me, she was devastated because she said to me, I wish I listened to you and I wish I got that insurance because now we're sort of starting again because they've sold the property to fund his treatment. And if they had the money, you know, for the insurance, which they had a lot of disposable income. They just thought nothing's going to happen. And she said to me something that really stuck with me when they were in the hospital and he was getting treatment. And there was another family next to them getting treatment. And this family, they were already renting and they had nowhere to go and they couldn't even pay for their rent. And she said at least in their case, they could still afford to have their own home and have a roof over their head. But they were looking at this family and, you know, and she said in that situation, nobody ever says, I wish I didn't pay for my insurance. Like these are the moments where you realize insurance is needed for things like that, because then it means the quality of treatment is better. Then, you know, you don't have to worry about your rent repayments or the specialist that you see. And they were able, at least these guys had money to pay to see the specialist and to get the treatment. These guys didn't. So they had to wait for a really long time. And also the quality, I think, of the drugs they were getting weren't as good. So with my clients, because they sold the property, they had the money for the treatment. The guys actually has made full recovery. It's incredible. He went from stage 3 to like he's absolute legend. I saw him the other day. He was passing by, and after he left, I said to my staff, "This is the client, you know, that's happened to," and they couldn't believe it because he looks absolutely fine. He looks normal, and he managed to bounce back. But he managed to bounce back because they had the funds to fund his treatment, versus others that don't. And this is why we're doing this, because we want to educate people on options.
Absolutely. I think the big thing, and especially with cancer, New Zealand, I mean, we're getting better, but the pharmac versus non-pharmac drugs is always a thing. Experimental treatments, all of that sort of thing. Like experimental treatments, obviously, it's not covered by the health insurance side of it, but at least if you've tried all the pharmac, non-pharmac, all the options, because you've got the health insurance, you know that you're not wasting your money, that's the wrong word, but you're not using your money on something that you'll need later on because you've got this cover to help.
And the interesting thing about insurances, what I find is, you know, yes, it's a lot of money, but actually when you look at how much you can get back in terms of repayments, like one drug, I think could cost $10,000 just for one treatment. Absolutely. And you may need like 6 rounds of it. You know, so that's $60,000.
Absolutely.
And if you pay $500 a month on health insurance for you and your family, you know, that's like 10 times more than what you're getting repaid. So it's...
I think it's because it's the whole, it's not going to happen to us thing. You know?
Correct.
So why am I paying this monthly amount? Because it's not going to happen to us. We're not going to have to worry about it. And
she'll be right.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, it's exactly what you've said with your client.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they thought. And they've worked hard to get this investment property, to have this retirement that they planned, and now they're starting from scratch.
Yeah, they had to sell 2 properties.
Oh, wow.
2 properties.
Yeah.
And they down to 1. But now, hopefully, once he's back to work, they're going to start again.
Yeah, well, and he was lucky that he's, you know, fully recovered, right? Because even you put all this money in, there's no guarantee, and then the wife's left with no plan. No. You know, he's not able to go back to work.
Exactly. The other interesting thing I find, it gives you options. Like, for instance, I had to see a GP. GP wait at the moment in our region is over 2 to 3 weeks, even a month or 2 months sometimes. But with the health insurance, you have access to free, with some health insurances. I must add a little disclosure here. Not financial advice. You have access to the free care.
Oh, the online.
Online, yeah.
Yes.
And it was really cool. I jump in, I select the time. It's a quick 15-minute appointment, but I managed to, if I need blood tests, I can ask this online GP to send me a referral for blood test, referral for this, that. So it's really, really cool and fast to go and get these things done.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's all those added benefits of health insurance that because people think, obviously they think about the big things, like surgery, which are obviously important, but all these little things like being able to see even if it's online, a GP quickly. You can do that with specialists with some insurers. There's so many added benefits to things.
Yeah. But I think one of the other cool products that came out and it really, really made me excited about health insurance again, because you know how we talked about cancer and we talked about health insurance and how health insurance is really expensive. I think you know where I'm going with this. One of the providers that we deal with came out with this product that only covers cancer. And that makes your insurance 3 times cheaper. So in terms of you can't have a full health insurance, but if you have anything to do with cancer, it will cover.
Absolutely, yeah. And you look at the stats and how predominant cancer is becoming.
Yeah.
And if it's not picked up straight away, whatever it is, that is the big one. So yeah, you can't afford, like you said, full health insurance, but cancer is, thousands, like you said, say 60,000 as an example, 10,000, that's a massive amount, and you're paying, like you said, way less to cover it. So it is definitely a good option to have if you cannot afford the full amount.
So for those that are listening, I'll repeat it again. If you think that health insurance is too expensive and you can't afford the whole thing, but you want to have that plan B option of having a cancer care cover, we've got that option for you. So please feel free to reach out and we'll look after you. But yeah, because I think that's important. As you say, it's like have something rather than nothing. And
then those people that maybe apply for health insurance and have so many exclusions they won't give you the cover, but none of them relate to cancer, then it's, I'm not going to say 100%, but you could still get the cancer cover.
Yeah, correct. No, awesome. Rebecca, anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Oh, putting me on the spot. I don't think so.
You're getting better at this.
Well, it'll take time. Soon you won't be able to shut me up.
Sounds like it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.